But again, retreating back to that internal dialogue, I picked up the phone. I called my friend Matt, who was in 10th grade, so I knew he actually didn't have a date to go to the prom. But I had played soccer with him on that team that I was told I would never play on. That boys' soccer team created a friendship that I knew I could call and say, hey, you want to go to prom? By now, it was an hour before his mom ran and got a tux. My mom ran and got us beautiful white roses. And my aunt handed me her keys to her car. Because again, he was in 10th grade, so he didn't have a license and I didn't have a car, but my aunt was great. And I said, you know, I can go to prom. And I will go to prom. And I must have a great time. And to this day, that's probably one of the best times I've had at an event. All because I had those coping strategies. Knowing that I will, I can, and I must. So if getting dumped on prom night wasn't enough, I really wanted to amp up my mental health game. And I had entered pageants for a few years. And after 32 pageants, yes, I said 32, so don't condemn me, but I'll tell you what, it was the best experiences of my life. Being told that I was not tall enough, that I was too fat, and it's not smart enough. And this one really got me. I was told at 125 pounds that I'd make a great plus size model. Oof. I was dumped over and over and over again. Let's just say thank God for waterproof mascara, because I did cry my fair share of tears. But you know what? On that 30-second time, I won Miss Delaware USA. And when I arrived at Miss USA, I promised myself something. I promised myself something that I would go with my 3-step mantra that I had always gone back to. Today I will kill it in an interview. Today I will walk across the stage like I've already won. And I must be deeply confident in myself. After being dumped 31 prior times, I found myself placing 8th in interview. A skill that I honed because of being dumped 31 previous times. If getting dumped 31 times in pageants wasn't enough, auditioning for film and television, oh boy, the ultimate of being dumped. Sometimes 3-4 times a week, sometimes twice in one day. I would call that a self-induced adverse life event. But I had decided one last time I was going to throw my hat into the ring. I sent my application in for MasterChef USA. I was a pretty decent cook, I thought. I loved to entertain. But I had no idea what I was getting myself into. After going through 8 rounds of interviews and almost feeling like I was going to be dumped again, I made it through. I found out on a Friday, I left on that Monday, and I was there for 2.5 months. Adverse life effect pushed me to seek the uncomfortable, to do what others weren't willing to do. Instead of going out for drinks a lot of times after filming, I would go to the library, I would open books, I would study like I was studying for the SATs. I had no idea what I was studying for, just like the SATs, but I would study over and over again. I got dumped a lot on that show, but I learned a lot about myself. And I learned that I can take that mantra, I will, I can, and I must, and apply it every single day of my life. I owe a deep, great debt of gratitude to that show and to being dumped. But I also owe a lot of gratitude to myself to finding that coping mechanism. You see, the Cleveland Clinic, the CDC, and the Medical Science Monitor all say people who have active coping strategies for adverse life events show better overall mental health. So what does that mean? So when you get knocked down, there is a silver lining. It may not seem like it, but there always is. There's a reason why things happen. I want each of you to think about one adverse life effect that you have right now. I want you to internalize it. I want you to see it. I want you to visualize it so much. Now I want you to take my mantra and apply it to that adverse life event that's going on right now. So you're going to think about today I can. Today I can do what? Today I will do what? Today I must do what? Think about that. Think about it right now. Put it in your brain. Put it in your brain so deep. And I want everyone to get out of their seat right now. I want you to, as loud as you can, we're all going to say it together. Today I can. And you're going to say what you can do. Today I can. That's amazing. And now we're going to say today I must. Because when you verbalize things and you see things, you hold yourself more accountable. And our very last one, today I must. I stand before you as proof that adverse life events will breed success if you have the right coping strategies. Hold yourself accountable and remember that even beauty queens get dumped and find success.